Chapter 1. There was only one thing worse for business than not solving cases, and that was keeping a new client waiting. Already running late for a meeting, Richard Noggin drove north on Orange Avenue through moderate nighttime traffic in his silver two-seater Mercedes convertible, the top down and the air conditioner blowing high cool. As he approached Michigan Avenue, coming into downtown Orlando, two figures darted onto the road from his left. Swerving and slamming on the brakes, tires squealed as he screeched to a halt. They stood in the light of the headlamps, transfixed, a tall woman and a young girl. An 18-wheeler thundered by, its horn blasting him senseless. The woman whacked the car's hood with a pair of stilettos and jumped, grabbing the girl close. "What the fuck are you doing?" Richard yelled as cars whizzed past. The woman marched the girl by the shoulders around to the passenger side. "Hurry, let us in!" Releasing the girl, she tried the locked door, then grabbed the window ledge with both hands, shoes dangling. He eased off the brakes, starting to roll, and looked across the car. Standing in the street in her sequined white halter and miniskirt, the woman looked terrified, panting and wiping her windswept auburn locks back from her face. The almond-eyed girl even more so, with facial bruises and a busted lip. He took his foot off the gas. Damn it, he couldn't drive off and leave them there in the middle of the road. Before he could let them in, the woman tossed the high heels and her oversized shoulder bag inside, threw her long, lean leg over the door, and plopped herself into the passenger seat. She yanked the young girl over onto her lap. "Drive!" she screamed. "Drive!" Richard raced to the intersection. "Turn left here," she ordered. "Isn't this the direction you came from? Just do it!" He had a green light and took a hard, fast left in front of oncoming traffic, heading for Orange Blossom Trail, a highway known locally as OBT. Then it hit him. These two had come off the Hooker Trail in the red light district. This was asking for trouble, but his investigative curiosity took over. "Why are you running?" "Because standing on the curb waiting on a bus wasn't an option." A black car raced past in the opposite direction. She crouched down in her seat, forcing the girl forward. "I don't think they saw us." "How could they have missed you? She's sitting with her face pressed against the windshield." "You're exaggerating." The woman sat upright, shifted the girl in her lap to one side, and stroked the dash of the car. "Damn, your payments on this pretty girl must be more than Donald Trump's monthly tab for hairspray." "She's paid for." He rolled his eyes and shot her a quick look. "Who are you hiding from?" "Men with guns. Damn, I hate guns." "What men?" "All I know is I was coming out of the Brown Pelican Lodge on South OBT when this girl came charging across the parking lot next door in front of the Shady Breeze Motel, screaming, 'Help! Men with guns!' I looked at her and her bloody lip and hearing, 'Guns,' figured we ought to run. I snatched off my shoes and did just that." "Why didn't you take her inside and call the police?" "Let's just say there were a few gentlemen inside whose company I didn't care to keep." "So you ran with her?" "You catch on real quick. 2 guys chased us on foot and 2 ran for their car." "Now what am I supposed to do?" "Turn right at the light and take me home." "You live on the trail?" he asked, only half joking. He slowed for traffic at the intersection. Her scent caught him. The voice was mellow and raspy, like a smoker, but her fragrance was cinnamon and oranges, her skin the color of fine cafe latte. Arms wrapped around the young girl made her cleavage deepen. She turned to him with emerald eyes sparkling. "I'm staying at the Parliament House." "The gay club?" "Resort. The Parliament House Resort. I'm a showgirl. Name's Brandy. Formerly Brandon." Richard did a double-take, swallowed hard, and took a right turn, proceeding north. "Where were you taking her?" "The 24-hour pharmacy on Michigan to get something for her lip and let them figure out what to do with her. I don't know. What would you do?" "I'd probably call the police." He sped up and passed a few cars ahead. "I'm sure those guys with the guns would have waited for us to do that." Her sarcasm as strong as her perfume. "I used to be a cop, and I know they're not going to do a damn thing for her. As far as they're concerned, she's just another poor girl walking the streets." "Somehow you don't strike me as a cop." It was a brief stint. He ran through the caution light at Cayley Avenue. Call the police and have them meet us at the Parliament House. I have an important dinner appointment in Winter Park and I'm already late. And I have a show to do tonight, Brandy fired back. Well, I can't keep her. He glanced at the silent girl. What's your name? Karaku. Where do you live? I not know much English. Karaku scared. Richard gave Brandy a hard look. Listen, I can't manage her. You're going to have to figure this out. He reached into the pocket of his sport coat. Here's my card. Call me later if you can't deal with her and I'll see what I can do. She took the card. Richard Noggin, P.I. Just my luck, I get picked up by Dickhead, P.I. She tucked the card into her purse at her feet. Yeah, I get that a lot. He felt her soft touch on his shoulder and cringed, her hand caressing as it moved up his neck. What the hell was he getting himself into? She nudged him and smiled. Has anyone ever told you that you have the most striking crystal blue eyes? They're really set off by your thick, dark hair. Yeah, I get that a lot too. I notice things about men. I'm sure you do. He leaned away, hoping she'd get the message that he wasn't interested. They crossed the intersection at West Church Street. A black Nissan pulled out behind them. Brandy jerked back her hand and ducked, pulling Kara down with her. Holy shit, it's them! Hold on. He took a fast right onto West Central and another onto Paramore. The Nissan followed. He sped through the stop sign at Jackson and turned left into oncoming traffic on South Street, a busy, three-lane, one-way road. Kara screamed and clung to Brandy. You're going to get us killed! Wasn't that your problem in the first place? In his rear view, he noted the Nissan cross South Street behind them. Horns blared as cars roared by left and right. He saw a black Nissan speeding along on the next street over. Dodging angry traffic, he careened past the Amway Center, turning onto yet another one-way at Huey. With no sign of their pursuers behind them, he plowed through. Karaku screamed again as he swerved to avoid a head-on collision with a city bus. After a couple of blocks and a quick left, he drove around the State Marshal's building, then made several fast turns through the downtown neighborhood streets. With tousled passengers shrieking, he'd made a complete, albeit dangerous, wide circle. Relieved when they reached Orange Blossom Trail in front of the Parliament House, he parked on the corner. Get out. Brandy looked at him in disgust. You can't just leave us here. You need to get out and run. I don't know how long we've got before these guys are back on our tail. Okay, we're out of here. She opened the door, pushed Kara from her lap, grabbed her shoes and bag, then jumped from the vehicle and slammed the door. Thanks for the ride, dude. Richard watched as they crossed the busy highway. RuPaul's Raja, Heaven Sent, gleamed on the billboard. Beneath all the neon multicolor, Brandy dazzled, looking like she was right where she belonged. He sped away north up the trail and east onto Colonial through Little Saigon, then headed north on Mills Avenue with no sign of the black Nissan all the way to Winter Park.